Have you ever felt like your spiritual life and your daily life are just in a constant tug of war? Well, today, we're going to explore how to stop that fight and actually weave devotion right into the fabric of your busy, modern world. So, let's start with this thing, the spiritual, modern conflict. You know exactly what this is. It's that constant pull between your inner desire for peace, for connection, and the outer demands of work, family, and that to-do list that just never, ever ends. I mean, does this question just hit you right where you live? It's that feeling of being stretched so thin, trying to honor that quiet, deeper part of yourself while the world is just relentlessly pulling you in 100 different directions at once. Right? Maybe you wake up with the absolute best of intentions. You're aiming for just a few minutes of peace, but before you even know it, the day has completely taken over. The emails are pinging, the notifications are buzzing, and that quiet space you wanted, it just evaporates. It's such a common struggle. But here's a thought. What if the struggle itself is based on a total misunderstanding? This right here, this is the whole point. The idea that you have to choose between a successful, engaged, modern life and a deep spiritual life is a myth. It's a false choice. You absolutely can and should have both. And this leads us straight into a really common misconception. What if the problem isn't your busy life at all? What if the real issue is just how we've been taught to think about spirituality in the first place? Let's try to reframe this whole thing. Okay, look at this. On the left, you see the myths we've been sold. That real devotion means you have to be isolated, that spirituality demands you withdraw from the world, and that if your life is busy, you're somehow failing spiritually. But look at the truth on the right. Devotion isn't measured by isolation, it's measured by your presence. Spirituality is about enriching your life, not running away from it. And this is the big one. Your worldly life and your spiritual life can actually be powerful allies. This quote just nails it, doesn't it? It's not about escaping your responsibilities or your job or your family. It's about bringing a new depth, a new quality of attention to the life you are already living right now. So how in the world do we actually do that? Well, let's break it down into a simple, really practical framework. We'll call it the devotion equation. And don't worry, it's not complicated, it's elegant, it's powerful, and it's totally achievable. The entire foundation of this whole approach is one word: presence. And listen, this is not some mystical, far-off state you have to achieve for hours on end. It's simply the quality of attention you bring to what you're doing right now. It's how you listen to a friend, how you chop an onion, how you breathe while you're waiting in traffic. That's it. And presence is built on these three pillars. This is our devotion equation: intention plus awareness plus consistency. That's the whole formula. Now let's just break down what each of those really means. First up, intention. This is your starting point. And it's not some grand announcement to the world. It's just a quiet inner nudge, a direction you set before you do something. So before you open your laptop, you might silently think, may this work be of service? Before a tough conversation, may I listen with an open heart? It's this tiny little act that infuses meaning into everything. Next we have awareness. Now, this is the practice you do in the middle of the action. It's all about noticing. Just noticing the tension in your shoulders as you type, and then consciously softening it. Noticing your mind has wandered in a conversation, and then bringing your full attention back. And the simplest way to practice this? Just keep coming back to your breath. And the final piece of our equation is consistency. And this is so important. This is not about being perfect. It's about small, regular acts of care. Think of it like watering a plant. You can't just dump a giant bucket of water on it once a month and expect it to thrive, right? No, it needs a little water consistently. It's the same here. A few moments of presence, practiced every day, will absolutely reshape your inner world. Okay, so that's the theory. That's the equation. Now let's get super practical. What does this devotion equation actually look like in a real, messy, busy day? From the minute you wake up till your head hits the pillow. It could look something like this. In the morning, you set a simple intention for the day. Throughout the day, you sprinkle in these little things we'll call micro-pauses. Your commute can become a practice by just repeating a simple mantra or focusing on your breath. Your work becomes an offering, not just a grind. Time with family becomes conscious service, not just another duty. And in the evening, you take just one moment for grateful reflection. See? It's not about adding more to your day, it's about adding depth to what's already there. Let's talk about that micro-pause for a second, because it is one of the most powerful tools you have. It's so simple.
right before you jump into that next meeting, or before you answer that phone call, or even start making dinner, just pause. Take 3 slow, deliberate breaths. This tiny act creates a little bit of space between you and the rush of life. It's like a secret reset button you can press anytime, anywhere.
In fact, you know what? Let's just try it right now. Wherever you are, just take one full breath in and a slow breath out. That's it. That's the whole practice. And you know, when you start to consistently weave these small moments of presence into your day, something really remarkable starts to happen. That artificial wall that we all build between our spiritual life and our real life, it just starts to crumble. You shift from this old view, right? Worldly life versus spiritual life, like they're enemies competing for your time and energy. And you move into this beautiful new view where your worldly life and your spiritual life become allies. They become partners, each one making the other richer and deeper.
And this is the beautiful destination. Your life doesn't need to be put on pause for you to pray or connect. When lived with intention, when lived with awareness, your very life, your work, your relationships, your challenges, all of it, that becomes the prayer itself.
So the final takeaway isn't another task to add to your to-do list. It's simply an invitation to bring a new quality of attention to the beautiful, busy life you are already living. Thanks for joining me. May your days be